Hey everyone, in the previous module, you learned what the MVC architecture is all about. In this module, we'll learn how to generate a controller and its view. Let's get started. In the MVC architecture, the controllers are the brain of the application. The application takes a request, processes it, and the controller executes an action back to the user. For example, if you want to sign up to be part of the Taylor Swift fan club, all you gotta do is click the sign up button and it'll render you a form. But how does the application know to give you a form? When you click the sign up button, you actually send a request to the application which processes it. And the action it gives you is to render a registration form. Now that you know what controllers are, let's generate them. We will create a controller called products. To do so, we input Rails saying, hey, this is a Rails command. G, short for generate. And what do we want to generate? A controller. And finally, what is the name of that controller? In this case, products. And this will generate us a few files such as the controller and tests. One thing to note, controllers should be plural. So products, not product. To delete a controller, it'll be similar to what we just did, but instead of using G, we will use D for destroy. Rails D controller products. And this will delete all files for products Rails generated for us. To generate a controller with actions, we'll use the first command again, but we will define the actions we want to include. For example, we are going to generate the products controller again with an action called index. So let's write the first command down, which is Rails G controller products. Then we'll define the index as an action we want to include. Rails will generate us the same files as before, but this time, an index method inside its controller and the view. It also updates the routes.rb file, which we will talk about in the next video. All views will have the following file extension of .html.erb. And if you want to add actions and views to an existing controller, we will have to do that manually. We'll get to this soon. Let's take a closer look at the generated files for products. As I said before, the products controller will have an index method as an action. Depending on the request, the application will call the appropriate controller to execute an action and return an HTML response. To find a specific view file, all views will live under the directory with the same name as its controller. For example, index.html.erb lives under the products folder under views. We will ignore the test files until later in the course. Let's check out our index web page. When we go to our web application, we need to go to our URL. In my case, it's bed-video-demo.myshopify.io/products/index. And what we'll see here is a render web page. When we went to /products/index, we send a request to the application. The application processes the request and calls the products controller to execute the index action. The index action will then render its view back. As you saw with index, Rails configured everything for us. If we add another action to it, we will have to do this manually. So in our controller, we'll write a method called apples. Let's save this and let's go to the browser and go to /products/apples. We're currently on our index page still. But when I change the URI to say apples, what we get here is a routing error. To fix this, we need to set up the route and create its view. We'll end the video off here. In the next two videos, you'll get the apples page working, starting with the routes.